Hey, what's up, guys? I wanted to make this video for you in relation to like, how do you overcome your fears in achieving some of the goals that you've set? Big ones. All right. So I look at this like you guys know I do MMA, I do like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, like wrestling stuff, like submission grappling. I love that stuff. And what people miss is that when you're an athlete like that, when you're an MMA, when you're a fighter, you're designed that way. We spend more time conditioning than we actually do fighting, right? You have to condition your body to go through the pressure that you're going to go through. But unfortunately, most people don't think about that in business. They're always like, oh, I want to set this goal. Well, you can set a goal, but you got to condition yourself constantly to face that goal, to deal with that goal, not just taking action, but what happens when you can't take action? Like, for example, like for me in real estate, it's just like MMA or fighting. I'm going to probably train and practice and go through more deals than I actually will buying deals. You got to have the conditioning. You got to condition yourself to be that way. Same thing with a fighter. They're going to practice. They're going to roll. They're going to do wrestling. They're going to do boxing. They're going to do striking drills. They're going to do strength and conditioning. But all of that stuff, they're going to do more of that than they actually will getting in the ring and competing or getting on the mat and competing. That's just kind of how it is. So the same thing with your goals. You have to condition yourself. You have to constantly be in the game. So how do you do that? Like for me, I'm always looking at deals. But the other thing is I'm like, dude, sometimes there's deals I know I should go after and I don't do them. Like my mentor says, man, act like a boss, not like a bitch. So for me, it's act like a buyer, not like a bitch. There's times when I'm looking at deals and instead of leaning in, like acting like a buyer, I don't. And I hate myself for it later, dude. I'm like, dude, you should have been doing it. You shouldn't be afraid. You should be leaning in on these deals. But that takes conditioning. So how do I condition myself? For me, it's like I got this shirt made and I'm gonna focus on it all year this year. Like this is my new year. It's August, not January, like everyone else when I start setting new goals. But it's act like a buyer, not like a bitch. It's not for other people. It's for me. It's like I said, it's the conditioning. First is the conditioning of myself, looking at deals, and then next is the conditioning of my mind. Hey, Vic, you need to see this all the time. Act like a buyer, not like a bitch. What does a buyer do? I won't beat the deal up. I'm going to turn in an offer. If I see a deal I like, I'm going to go after it. If I'm working on a deal, I'm going to go talk to my investors. We're going to keep raising money. We're going to keep pushing. That has to be on the forefront of the action piece, but it's constantly reconditioning my brain to be like, hey, act like a buyer, Vic, not like a bitch. Don't complain about the deal. Don't walk away from the deal. Don't start asking people questions I know the answer to already. Lean in and act like an actual buyer. So that's the other piece of how I personally condition my mind. Like I have it everywhere. Like this, can you guys see that? You need more cash flow. That's not for other people. Even though I bought a bunch of them and I give them away to people because I have a book named it. Again, even the book, you hear me say it all the time. My book was written for me. Victor needed more cash flow. I needed to be aware of it. And you know, even the actively becoming a billionaire shirt. Those are motivational things that keep my mind conditioned because I see them all the time. I shoot videos. I make videos with the shirts and stuff like that. Yes, they're branding, but they're for Victor, for example. Yeah, and I was just talking about it. It's right here. So like you guys see me wear the shirt all the time. There's a reason. Actively becoming a billionaire. That is conditioning my mind for what's to come. This is how I overcome my fears to be able to hit my goals. Like, what's my goals? Actively becoming a billionaire. I'm working on it. Act like a buyer, Vic, not like a bitch. If you have something that you want, go after it. If you want to buy this deal, constantly start leaning in. Do not run away from this deal. Don't act like a bitch and back off. Like, that's important to know because sometimes you guys may set a goal and you have these fears, but you're like, Vic, what do I do? One, you have to condition your body to start taking actions on them, whether you're going to be investing with Bell Capital, someone like myself, or you're going to be doing your own deals, whatever that is for you. But you have to take action. That's the one conditioning factor. And then the other conditioning factor, just like a fighter, you have to condition your mind. You have to see what you're going to do. You have to start pushing yourself to do it. You have to have all these quotes around you. I mean, you guys know that. You guys watch all, you look in these gyms, or you go to these fitness places, or you go look at these MMA fighter gyms, and you see all these quotes, right? Dominate, all these things. Like those things are actually there as an internal conditioning thing for that space, for those fighters, for those athletes. And for you real estate people or you investors out there who have money you're looking to invest, that's a conditioning too. You have to be out there looking to, hey, do I want to invest with this guy? Is he saying the same thing I needed to? Like, that's all conditioning. All information is constantly conditioning your brain to set you up to go off and win. All right. So that's what I do. And I know that's a little convoluted, but number one thing I do is I condition myself by taking those actions when I'm able to, and I'm seeing what's happening out there. And I'm just driving. Sometimes I'm making offers on deals I know I can't get because they're not for sale. The debt doesn't warrant it, but I need to stay in action. I need to stay in practice because if it comes up, I want to be sharp. I don't want to be down. And then next, I recondition my brain. Hey, act like a buyer, Vic, not like a bitch. Like, I know what I need to be working on. I know what I need to be doing. Do not back off. That's a mental conditioning. It's a reminder that I'm constantly playing that game with myself. It's kind of like a brainwashing thing, right? Like, you need to brainwash yourself. Whereas if something comes up, I've repeated the same thing over and over again. Actively becoming a billionaire. Act like a buyer, not like a bitch. Opportunity presents itself. And even if I'm afraid, my brain will repeat that statement and go, act like a buyer, man, not like a bitch. What are you acting like right now? Or, hey, you're supposed to be actively becoming a billionaire. Are these future billionaire actions? Are these scared actions? What are you doing, Vic? Like, that's how you achieve goals. That's how you overcome these fears. You got to push physically and mentally. So I wanted to share that with you because that's how I do it. You may want to do it differently, but I constantly keep these little reminders, these little quotes, these little statements right where I can see them. Not only that, writing my goals down 2 times a day, 3 times a day. What am I looking to achieve? How am I looking to do it? And then I take action on those things every day. Little actions, they matter. Just like an MMA fighter. Hey, you get 2, 3 more rounds in, it matters. You stay on the mat or in the cage or training a little bit more, or you get 1 more practice in jiu-jitsu or wrestling, or you do 1 more sprint after you've done 10, 20, 30 sprints. It's that little action that gives you that mental advantage, that mental edge that makes you feel like you can keep pushing and you'll keep going long after everybody else has quit. All right. So I hope that helps you guys today. Again, how do you overcome your fears of achieving your goals? Is you need to set these little things up all around you so it actually starts to, it's kind of like a brainwash. You brainwash yourself into knowing and believing that you have what it takes and to start pushing you mentally to be able to step up and do the things you need to do to hit your goals. All right, so like this page, share this page, comment on this video, give it a thumbs down. If you hate it, don't be a hater and a hider at the same time. I appreciate you guys. Let me know if you need anything. And subscribe to my channel, like this video, and again, share it with people that you think need to hear it. But that's what you need to do to hit your goals. Brainwash yourself, condition yourself mentally to keep doing it. And if you're looking to buy your own deals, man, act like a buyer. Don't act like a bitch. Don't pick people's deals apart. Boom, go get the deals or invest with somebody like me that's pushing, because I want to have you involved. All right, man, you guys have a great day today. Let's go.